May, June, July, August. 4 months. 4 months. It has taken me 4 months to produce my latest Skillshare class, the One Palette Illustrator. So by the time this video comes out, my new Skillshare class, the One Palette Illustrator, will have already been launched. In fact, I just launched it right now just before hitting record on this video. I just wanted to tell you guys just a little bit about the process of making that class and why it took so long. And of course, just to tell you guys that it exists, to remind you guys if you've been waiting for this class or if you're looking for a class about how to work with color in your illustration, this class is my offering for you. So in terms of the process, I, as always, start just by writing early on. So back in mid-spring, I started writing and I had the class all worked out. And in June, I went to record it. I recorded the whole class, except for the projects and exercises, and I'll get into that in a second. But I recorded, 80% of the class. And then when I went to go edit it, I realized this class is nowhere near done yet. I need to go back and write a few more things, clarify a few more things. It was running long, and it still kind of is a longer class, but the gist of it was by the time I got to recording the actual project where I'm actually demonstrating what I was teaching, I was like, I have nothing. So I had to go and create that lesson around that a little bit more and define things a lot more. All that to say, it wasn't until mid to late July that I was ready to record again. Recorded the whole class, and then I've been editing ever since. And editing went all the way from early August all the way to today. It's the 25th of August now, so 25 days of editing. More if you count all the editing I did previously with my old footage. And my goodness, this class has just been, it's basically been my whole summer. So anyway, today is a very good day. I launched it, I'm done. In terms of, the really hard part now, it's just about seeing students come and take the class and post their projects and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna get some whiskey or champagne tonight to celebrate. And maybe I owe my family a day or two off for the rest of the week. But yeah, I think the big thing that I learned, and I already knew this, is that something I learned in the process is that while I can edit a class and shoot a class, and I can shoot a video and operate a camera, I'm pretty slow at it, and it really sucks a lot of my time. I had to say no to quite a handful of good-looking illustration projects that came my way, including one kid's book. It was kind of a cool project. I had to say no just to focus on the class. And I also had to turn down myself. I had to stop working on my book. And my biggest goal this year has been to write my book. So this class really ate into my time, the time that I would have rather spend on some other projects. I love teaching. I pride myself on being a top teacher on Skillshare, and I actually really had to rush this class out the door to maintain my status as a top teacher because I have to publish 2 a year, and the 6-month mark has long since passed for 2021. So that was another thing just kind of pushing me to get this class out. But yeah, in the meantime, I lost a lot of opportunities, and even an opportunity to launch this class sooner by producing it myself, by shooting it and editing it myself. With the style class, and before that, the class called Sweet Spots, those two I actually had professionally produced and shot. And it was a lot of work and very expensive, but it was a lot more streamlined, we'll just say it that way. And it was a lot of work still. I had to really plan ahead a lot more, I think. But I was certainly free to continue illustrating once everything was shot and the guys were taking care of it on the editing side. So I'll probably keep trying to get my classes shot professionally, edited professionally, as expensive and they're just harder to plan when you involve other people. So as hard as those challenges are, I don't think they compare at all to the challenge of trying to be an illustrator and also edit. A class that runs on over 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours total class time of footage. So anyway, that was my big challenge with this class. It's out. We'll see how it does. If I'm being honest, it's not as good as I hoped it would be. I feel like it's missing a lot of parts, and there were just some compromises I had to make just to get it out the door. But it is what it is. And at the end of the day, hopefully people see that I'm hoping that it doesn't ruin my reputation as a teacher. And this is always my fear. Every class I launch, I'm like, are people gonna like just hate the class? Is it gonna confuse them? Is it gonna be too hard to navigate? Am I too rambly? All those kinds of things. And ultimately, is this going to help people or is it going to confuse people? And my fear is always that it's going to confuse people and that people won't like the class and my reputation as a top teacher will disintegrate, and then I'll be living like a bum on the street in 2 months' time. All the while I was making the class this summer, especially in the edits, once I had already recorded and it was almost too late to go back and re-record and all that kind of thing, I really started having doubts like, this is a terrible class, the content is awful. This happens every time I write a class, every time even when I have the class professionally produced and edited and all that, I still get this negative doubter in my mind saying, this is the one that's gonna suck, and negative. So while that negative dialogue was playing in my head, while I was editing, tempted to scrap everything and start again or just scrap the whole project altogether, I reminded myself, this happens every single time. I always hate my classes while I'm editing them. Until it starts amassing students and feedback, I really don't know what to think of my own classes. I'm so close to it right now, I can't see the forest for the trees. So it's out. August 25th goes down in the books as the day I launched my color class. I started to write my color class in, I think, 2016. And so it's been 5 years in the making, and now it's out. I can relax. And now it's just a matter of seeing how you guys respond to it. And I really do want to know what you think of it. These are labors of love, but it doesn't make me immune from constructive critique on my classes. And so I always want to know how you guys are liking the content, how you guys are being helped by it, but also, what could be improved? What questions do you have? What gaps are there in what I'm teaching? Are things connecting? I know that you guys are a great audience and actually really good with your feedback. So I look forward to just hearing what you guys think about it. And of course, I hope it garners the positive reviews that my classes tend to do. And that is sort of the current that I try to ride when I make my classes. I just have to assume that I'm good at teaching and that I know my stuff and that the class is going to be a good class. I mean, if I didn't believe in that, I wouldn't be able to put in the freaking hundreds and hundreds of hours into them. But I'm just saying, whatever your feedback, I want to know because I want to keep getting better as a teacher. Yeah, please let me know what you think, and thanks for your patience as I got this class together. I know some of you were waiting for it very patiently, so thank you. Shout out to a few people who helped make the class, including Brandon Carter. He's a video editing guy in Sydney, I believe. Anyway, we've connected a little bit here and there, and he actually animated my cover title. So the movement in the cover title of the class that you see right in the beginning of the trailer, he did that. And he also animated there's another illustration in there of a kid's birthday party. This is an illustration I did for a French magazine a while ago. And he also animated that just for kicks. And so I used that also in the class. All that to say, big shout out to Brandon. I really appreciate when people do kind things like that. Just because they think it's fun. For me, when I do work of any kind, whether it's illustrating, it always just feels like work for me, and it blows my mind that people are so generous with their time. So thanks, Brandon. Thanks to the people at Skillshare for coaxing me along and giving me feedback on the class idea. And I'm sure there's 1,000 people to thank. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, I look forward to seeing how the class helps people. That's it for today. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.